All praise be to the Most High. Classing your review. That's me, the beauty therapist, and this is Bible-based self-care, self-love principles. This is my Transparency Thursdays, where I'll talk about my process in, I guess, finding myself and learning to hear the voice of the Most High. Also, my process that He's taken me through as far as I am a single sister, and the Most High in Christ are my head. And so He's showing me and revealing some things to me about myself and where He wants me to be. And so my head is covered because I'm actually going to read today. I have to put this out there. I am not a pastor. I'm not a minister. I'm not a prophet. I'm not a teacher, preacher, none of that. I'm just a nobody trying to tell everybody about somebody who can save anybody, okay? And so tonight I'm going to show you. Last week I told you guys a little bit about my story, and I talked about the Father told me in my own strength, in my own flesh, that I would put a Saul over me, when in actuality He wants to put a David over me, a righteous king, a righteous man over me. And so, and that was just Him talking to me, because I was going through in my mind, my girlfriend's getting with someone, and I said, well, Lord, I don't got nobody. And so comparison really do kill. It really does kill, because maybe I don't have anybody because the Most High got me right where He wants me to be. And if I keep telling Him every day it's His will, not my will, thy will be done, then I have to accept and allow His will to be done in my life. That is the only way that His purpose and His plan for me can come forth. And that's for everybody. And so when the Most High started working with me and showing me, He showed me the scripture twice. He showed me this particular scripture twice, and He was talking to me and breaking some things down. And I want to share this with my sisters. I want to share this with my sisters, because understanding this is helping me kind of understand where I am and where He would like me to be, and what His heart and His will is, and what my biggest problem is that I face in this truth, in this walk as a woman, period. So whether you believe like I believe 100% or not, these are still life principles and life skills that you can use when making your decision on if you're going to put a Lord in your life, and what kind of king or what kind of Lord you're going to accept to come in to your life and to build a kingdom with. And so I'm coming from 1 Samuel 8. We're going to do 8 and 20. So we're going to go through the whole thing. I put the precepts in the bio. I'm also put the precepts in later on after I go through. But it's 1 Samuel 8. And it came to pass, when Samuel was old, that he made his sons judges over Israel. Now the name of his first son was Joel, and the name of the second was Abiah. They were judges in Beersheba. And his sons walked not in the way, but turned aside after filthy lucre money, took bribes, and perverted judgment. Then all the elders of Israel gathered themselves together, and came to Samuel unto Ramath, and said unto him, Behold, thou art old, and thy sons walk not in thy way. Now make us a king to judge us like all the nations. Okay, so the precept to what I just read is Deuteronomy 17 and 14. I am actually going to read that to you guys, because it's going to go in, it's going to tie into the another part of this. But it says, so let's go to 8 and 6. But the thing displeased Samuel when they said, Give us a king to judge us. And Samuel prayed unto the Lord. And the Lord said unto Samuel, Hearken unto the voice of the people in all that they say unto thee. For they have not rejected thee, but they have rejected me, that I should not reign over them. Now the precept for that is Exodus 16:8. I will read that to you. So the precept to what I just read is Exodus 16:8. And it's, and Moses said, thou shalt be with the Lord. And Moses said, thus shall be, when the Lord shall give you in the evening flesh to eat, and in the morning bread to the full, for that the Lord heard your murmurings, which ye murmured against him. And what are we? Your murmurings are not against us, but against the Lord. So at this point, we're seeing the Father is showing how we have rejected him as our king. And we were comparing ourselves to other nations. Like I just told y'all, I was looking, my girlfriend gonna be getting married soon. Another girl is dating, and I'm by myself. And I'm like, Lord. So now I'm starting to compare myself to other women, other situations. Okay, so now I'm in a crossroads. It's either I'll be obedient to what the Father say, or I reject his word and I ask him to give me what I want anyway. Look, I don't care about none of that. I just want a man in my life. So ladies, when you're at this crossroad, you have to decide. Do you want, is the Bible say obedience is better than sacrifice? So do you really want do you just want a man? Or do you want what God has for you? No matter how long it takes. He's not slacking his promise. So just know that whenever he comes, it's going to be greater. Like whatever time y'all have together is going to be amazing. It's going to be like you was never lonely. Okay. So Samuel 8:8. According to all the works which thou have done since the day that I brought them up out of Egypt, even unto this day, wherewith they have forsaken me and served other gods, so do they also unto thee. Now therefore hearken unto their voice. Now this is the Most High telling Samuel to listen to his children. Okay. Hearken unto their voice. Where we at? Oh, therefore, this is 9. Now therefore hearken unto their voice, howbeit, yet protest solemnly unto them, and show them the manner of the king that shall reign over them. And this is amazing because the Most High never leaves us ignorant to the adversary's devices, or he never leaves us ignorant to what we're walking, to the snares and traps. But even though he will reveal, and I equate this to red flags, ladies, I really do. Because when you are at that crossroad and you're deciding if you should approve a king over your life, when you pray and you ask the Most High, is this man for me? The Most High will begin to show you if this man really is for you. He will. But you decide if you're going to heed the red flags and be obedient, or just go in and marry him anyway, even though the Father said, this man is not for you. This is why he's not for you. And if you do this thing, this is what's going to happen. All of this comes to us. We have to start to take acknowledgement and to take accountability, because he is speaking. You might not be listening. You might not be hearing, but he definitely is speaking, and he's always showing us. Okay. And this is 10. And Samuel told all the words of the Lord unto the people that asked of him a king. So now Samuel is saying, all right, I'm about to tell you what the Most High said. And he said, this will be the manner of king that shall reign over you. He will take your sons and appoint them for himself, for his chariots, and to be his horsemen, and some shall run before his chariot. So then the Father started talking to me when I started reading this. Selfish. And he will appoint him captains over thousands and captains over 50s, and will set them to ear his ground and to reap his harvest, and to make his instruments of war and in instruments of his chariots, a user, an abuser. And he will take your daughters to be confectionaries and to be cooks and to be bakers. And he will take your fields and your vineyards and your olive yards and even the best of them and give them to his servants, a user, abuser, selfish, self-centered. What else the Most High tell me? He steals. Anybody who will do something strange for a piece of change ain't trustworthy. He's not trustworthy. He doesn't have your best interests at heart. It's all about, he's self-serving. This is a self-serving king that they're about to receive. Ladies, do you want a self-serving king over you? Because then you will be put in bondage. All right. So the precept is 1 Kings 21:7. Now we're going to talk about Jezebel, everybody's favorite queen, Canaanitish queen. And Jezebel, his wife, said unto him, doest thou now govern the kingdom of Israel? Arise and eat bread, and let thine heart be merry. I will give thee the vineyard of Naboth the Jezreelite. So Ahab, if you don't know the story, Ahab was a king over Israel. He wrought wickedness in Israel all by himself. The Bible say that. It started off saying he wrought wickedness in Israel and did evil in the sight of the Lord. And then to add insult to injury, he went and got a Canaanitish princess. Okay? He married a Canaanite who was evil because she served other gods. He didn't... Jezebel is not an Israelite woman. She's Canaanitish. Her customs, everything is nothing about us. And she married a Judite king. And she told him, he was whining because he wanted somebody's land. And the man said, no, I'm not going to give you my inheritance. This is my inheritance. I want to leave it to my children. It was in my family. And so he was whining and pouting. And he like, man, I want this land so bad. And so his wife, a Canaanitish woman, a Canaanitish princess, she was like, get up. Don't you run this joint? Like, ain't you the king of this place? I'm going to go and get you the land. Eat your food. Stop whining. I'm gonna work it out, baby. Because women are fixers. I don't care what nation we are. If we love the man, we are fixers. She was self-serving too. But she was a fixer. She was going to fix this thing for her husband. And so she went and she dealt with wicked Israelite men who lied, had the homeboy killed, and then she took the land. Now Ahab could just take the land because the man was dead. All right. So, what is that? Doing something strange for a piece of change. Anytime you will allow someone to come in, because Ahab allowed this. He allowed this. Not from an Israelite princess, from a Canaanitish princess. I have to put that out there. I really do. I don't think we rightly divide the word of truth sometimes. Like, okay. And this, we going back to 1 Samuel, guys. 1 Samuel 8:15. And he will take the 10th of your seed and your vineyards and give it to his officers and to his servants. So that's like you put this king over you. Now you out here in bondage. You serving him. He's self-serving. So every decision and move he make is about him and what he want and what make him look good and how he feel. And so then you giving everything you can give, and then you find out he out here taking whatever you and spending it on other people, on other women. Giving it to his homeboys, fronting like he the man off your back while you in bondage. Okay. 16. And he will take your manservants and your maidservants and your goodly young men and your asses and put them to his work. And he will take the 10th of your sheep, and ye shall be his servant. And ye shall cry out in that day because of your king, which ye shall have chosen. This is what the Most High told me twice. which ye shall have chosen. So now we got to accept, take accountability, acknowledge. All this stuff now has to happen. Oh, Lord, why am I in this situation? This man is treating me this way. What's happening? No, homegirl, you allowed this. No, we're not blaming the Most High. We're not blaming the Most High. Because before you married him, when you were just in the beginning stages of trying the spirit, he told you, he showed you, I ain't got no, oh, this a look. He showed you red flag after red flag after red flag after red flag. And you chose not to heed that red flag. Oh, Lord, show me. Show me. Then this happened. That happened. Y'all make a appointment, he don't show up. He tell you he got you. Then when you ask for something, he disappear. Like, and then you still keep going. You still keep going. Then you go on down the aisle. And then now you working 2 or 3 jobs. You wondering why he don't come home at night. His phone locked and the light, every time the light going, when you want to talk, he was like, no, I don't want to talk. Then you want to say, well, God, why did you allow this? But it say right here, and it say right here, this is Samuel 8:18, and ye shall cry out in that day because of your king, which ye shall have chosen. You chose. And the Lord will not hear you in that day. Proverbs 1:25. Proverbs 1:25. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. You are rejecting the voice of God. Talking about he ain't talking. Well, Lord, I've been praying. Well, and you'll tell me, Sister Classy, I've been praying. I've been praying and asking God to show me. And you know, girl, you know he took $1,000 out of my bank account. And I don't know what he did with it. I keep asking and he keep telling me that he invested in fringes for his business. Or he told me I got to pick up another job. But he laying around the house and he not doing nothing. And I'm already working 2 jobs. And he still won't marry me. Well, sweetheart, don't you think we need to kind of examine these things? Are you sure you want to marry him? Girl, I know he the right one for me. God told me that he my husband. I know God told me he was my husband. Well, have you really talked to the Father? Like, did the Most High really tell you that? Like, are y'all praying together, girl? No, but he street preach every Saturday with the brothers. And, okay, do he got a job? He looking. He looking? Yeah. Okay. Oh, Sister Classy. Or here's another one. Sister Classy. We've been together 6 months. He said sex was marriage, and now he want to bring in another sister. He do? Yeah, Sister Classy. What am I supposed to do? I don't want to be a sister wife. But he said we are married. Am I really bound to him? What does your word say? Have you searched the scriptures? I mean, I read my devotional. You did. You did? See, wisdom shuts up in the gates. When the Most High is coming and he's showing you. Now, ladies, the word of God tells us what kind of king that we should seek to have in our life. And I'm all about marriage. I am a wife. I can tell you, the Most High created me to be many things, and a wife is one of them. I love marriage. I love the idea of it. I love the sanctity of it. I love the union of it. I love the gift of marriage that God has given. But I understand as a woman, I am a helpmeet. I am not to bear the curse of Adam and Eve. That is backwards. That is wrong. I'm already being punished. I'm not going to allow a man to come in and enforce his punishment on me too, just for the sake of saying I have a man. And the Bible tells you exactly what type of king you should seek to to take approval of. Because yes, ladies, a righteous man is going to come in a righteous way. And you should be able to accept or reject a request. And you reject it according to what you see that is against the will of God. And you accept according to what you see is for the will of God. Now, I'm telling you, the Most High, Saul, would be the king after your flesh, your king in your disobedience. He is selfish. He's a user. He's self-servant. He's greedy for gain. He's self-centered. He steals, he kills, he lies, he destroys. His father is the devil. And he got fringes on. And his father is the devil. And you need to put on the full armor of God so that you will be able to withstand the wiles of the devil. And to understand and kind of decipher, ask questions. There's nothing wrong with asking questions. And trust me, before the Most High join you to a king, he wants you all to himself. Why do the Father want you to himself? Because when I said yesterday, we follow ground. We're waking up with thousands of years of generational curses on our back. We got so many monkeys on our back. You really think you're going to be able to do this without a power? You really think you're going to be able to do this without allowing him to, without submitting to the will of the Father? And so in every aspect of the word. Ain't no way. He needs you to have some alone time. He had a long time with Adam. He had a long time with Adam. He did. He spent time with Adam. He worked with Adam. He constructed Adam. Adam had a house. Adam had animals. Adam was completely provided for. Then the Most High looked at him and said, oh, it's not good for man to be alone. Adam went to sleep. He put him to sleep. And because Adam was already a complete man, he was complete. The Most High said, well, let's go ahead and take a little rib out. And let me go over here and let me construct this woman. The Bible never says how long the Most High took to build Adam. And the Bible never says how long he took to build Eve. The Bible never said everything that was poured into Adam. And the Bible never said everything that was poured into Eve. But trust and believe, whatever wasn't put into him was put into her. You understand? And he spent time with her alone as well. We don't know the conversation they may have had, the introduction. She had to be introduced to her creator. You think she just woke up and was like, oh, Adam. No, that wasn't the case. He breathed life into her. She became a living soul. Okay. And she was fine. You know how I know? Because I'm fine and I'm a black woman. She was a black woman. You know how I know she was a black woman? Because she was from the dust of the earth. And I'm the color of the dust of the earth. Okay. So, he breathed life in her. She woke up. And she's trying to figure out. She's the weaker vessel. So she is so confused. She got all these thoughts. She got all these things going on in her mind. She's looking around. She's ready to decorate. He said, hold up. Hold your horses, young lady. Sit down. Let's talk. Hi, my name is God. Ahaya. That's what I call him. But a lot of y'all call him y'all. Whatever you want to call him. Whatever. I'm Ahaya. How you doing? I am the great I am. The creator, ruler, and heaven of everything. Hi, nice to meet you, little girl. I'm your father. Okay? And this is your home. I have a prize for you. I have a present for you. Okay. You are to be a helpmeet to my son, Adam. I'm going to introduce you. You guys are going to meet. You're going to talk. He's going to instruct you. And then you guys are going to rule this area together as one. Then he took him over to Adam. Adam was like, he woke up. He was like, Daddy, this for me? It's for a whole me? And God was like, yes, son. But, instructor, you tell her everything I told you. And then y'all be fruitful and multiply. I want more of y'all in righteousness. And of course, we all know the story because we're here today. But let me get back to the word. So we left off at Proverbs 1:21, the precept of Samuel 8:18. So we're not at 19. Nevertheless, the people refused to obey the voice of Samuel. And they said, nay, but we will have a king over us. Okay. That we also may be like all the nations, and that our king may judge us and go out before us and fight our battles. 1 Samuel 8:5. 21, Samuel 8:21. And Samuel heard all the words of the people, and he rehearsed them in the ears of God, of the Lord. That's what the Bible say. And the Lord said to Samuel, hearken unto their voice, and make them a king. And Samuel said unto the men of Israel, go ye every man unto his city. So one thing I know is that the Most High, he gives free will. He really do. Even though he desires for you to come unto him, he also gives you the opportunity to choose. He is not a forceful God. He's not going to kick in the back door. He's going to say, come over here. I created you. You serve me. That's not that. He wants you to willingly come. He wants you to kind of understand that you're nothing. So you need him. And if you don't understand that, he'll just let you go. So here you see him saying, okay, I'm going to let you go. So when the Father is showing us these red flags, ladies, it don't matter. I told my girlfriend a couple years ago, when we were getting ready for Tabernacles a few years back, she was going to marry a man. And I told her, baby, it can't be I love the Most High, you love the Most High, and it's going to work. She said, yes, it can. They are not together today. And I'm not putting her business out there. This is an example of how that does not work. That does not work. Because people can say anything. You want to prove the person. You want to ask questions. You want to observe. You want to be silent. Ladies, yes, shut up and be quiet. Don't say nothing. Have them take you out. Watch them with the body. If you with the body, if you not, and stuff like that. If y'all meeting online, or because I know I've met a lot of my Israelite friends online. But when we first come together, I would just be quiet. And everybody knows I'm an extreme extrovert, but I am very observant at first. I'm quiet. I'm looking. I'm picking up everything you throwing, and I'm talking to the Father about to discern the spirit that's in my presence. These are important things, guys. Women, I'm talking to sisters. Like I said, I'm not a preacher. I'm not a pastor. I'm not a prophet. I ain't none of that. I'm just a nobody trying to tell somebody, everybody, about somebody who could save anybody. And my duty is to sprinkle seeds everywhere I go. And I'm talking to sisters because this is what the Father showed me. He showed me this twice. He said, Tiffany, don't put no Saul over you. He told me twice. Why did he tell me that? Because I was in here comparing, talking about something. I'm by myself. I'm so tired of doing everything. It would be so much easier if I had a man to help me. Check it, y'all. I was married for 17 years with a man, and it wasn't easier. I was still doing everything by myself. Then the Father had to bring that to my remembrance. Are you serious? Are you serious? You had a husband who wasn't a husband. You were still bearing the curses of Adam and Eve. So what's the difference? Spend time with me, choose me, and don't seek to reject me at this stage in your life. Come nigh to me, draw near to me, pull into me, cleave to me, and I will give you the desires of your heart. And most of the time, we don't even really know what they are. We know surface level things. We don't really know the inner things that the Father poured into us. He do. He created us. So it's not about what we want. It's about what we need to be fruitful, to bear fruit, to multiply. Not necessarily physically multiply, but spiritually multiply. If you're going to be joined to a man, ladies, then y'all better be out here joined together, hands to the plow, reaping a harvest. Reaping a harvest for the kingdom. If you are really Yashaya, if you're not, you out here playing games, this message ain't for you. This message ain't for you. And that's what it is. If you just putting fringes on and a hair wrap, just to say Kwam Yashara, and you don't really desire Zion, if you don't really desire righteousness, a royal priesthood, a holy nation, we're building different. We don't need to multiply. We already the sands of the sea. That's not what the Most High is saying right now. We've been there, did that. We need to multiply righteous seed in the earth, doing the will of the Father. If you're going to be joined to a man, you need to decide if you're going to take Saul in your flesh and your disobedience, or if you're going to wait for David, a man after God's own heart, a king, a real king, someone who is able to submit to the Father. Not submit to the will of the Father. Operating in flesh. And our sisters are, I'm talking to my sisters who are single in this truth, who need guidance because they are not being taught. Man cannot teach a woman how to be a woman. Just like we cannot teach a man how to be a man. I don't care what your opinion is. And you're entitled to it. You have an idea of what you think a righteous woman should be. That's fine. But only a woman after God's own heart can talk to another woman who is after God's own heart. All right, I'm done with y'all. I want to, before I go, I do want to show y'all Deuteronomy 17, 14, and 20. And this is the type of king that we must look to approve over our life. If you're going to get a Lord, he has to be a real Lord. He has to be a man, like I said, someone who's after God's own heart, someone who is willing to submit to the voice of God, someone who has spent personal time with the Lord, being tried, being proven, being pressed, being shaken, his follow ground being broken. So that, and you too, because trust me, your king is going through the same process that you're going through. And I call myself a princess all the time because I don't have a king. And my father and my brother, Christ is my king, and the head of Christ is the Most High. So I'm a princess because I don't have a king. But if you are, but you can call yourself whatever you want to call you. I don't care what you call you, and it don't have nothing to do with what I call myself. I'm just saying, for me, if I'm seeking to approve a prince, and that we're going to be one, and we're going to set forth a royal priesthood, then this is what the Bible says that we should look to as a king. And ladies, everything you need is in his word. It really is. Beyond your daily devotionals. You have to go deeper than that. And yes, I'm an advocate of precept upon precept. I know I've seen a couple brothers saying we don't have to go precept upon precept. I disagree. I respectfully disagree. But, everybody has free will. You can choose however you want to study the Bible. It's your business. So I'm going to read to you guys Deuteronomy 17, 14 through 20. And it says, when thou art come unto the land which the Lord thy God giveth thee, and shall possess it, and shall dwell therein, and shall say, I will set a king over me. So ladies, after you have taken your journey with the Father and has spent some time with him in your singleness and your oneness, After he is begin to develop and prune and press you and shape and mold you. And then he says you are ready. Okay? You're ready now. You can start the process. You can start the looking process. The proving, the trying of the spirit. Like as all the nations that are about me, thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. We're not being unequally yoked at all. That's what he told me. That's the way he showed me for me. We not being unequally yoked. So that's the first requirement. If men are coming, that's why we asking questions and we're having conversation, not sexuation, conversation. But he shall not, so he shall be of your brethren, no strangers, ladies. And I'm talking about spiritually. We already know naturally, but I'm talking about spiritually. Don't be settling for strangers. And I'm talking to me too, because my girlfriend told me a couple weeks ago I need to look at outside my race because of the quality. She said because of the type of woman I am, maybe I should start looking outside. I can't. 16. But he shall not multiply horses to himself, nor cause the people to return to Egypt. Egypt is bondage. To the end that he shall multiply horses, for as much as the Lord hath said unto you, ye shall henceforth return no more that way. So you don't want a man who is greedy for gain and who's going to put you in bondage, who want a whole bunch of things but don't want to work for them, and then make it your responsibility. So now you're in bondage, because a woman who is bound to her husband, her heart is unto her husband. That's what the New Testament said. A woman who is married, her heart is to her husband. But a woman who is free, her heart is to the Father, it's to the Most High. So if your heart is to your husband, just like Jezebel, Ahab was crying and whining about some land that he knew he ain't need because he was the king of Israel, of Judah anyway, I'm sorry. Then your husband, don't you think if he's selfish and y'all unequally yoked, one minute, baby, that he gonna put you in some type of bondage? I know I was. I'm gonna be honest with you. My ex-husband, he wanted so much stuff. He didn't want to work for it. He didn't have work ethic, and he just kept saying, "I want to escalate. I want to escalate. I want to escalate." Somebody gets something new, he like, "Man, babe, I want that. I want that." I'm out here working 2 jobs, 3 jobs, paying bills. We can't afford a new car. He bringing in new cars. Why did you get that? I remember one day we had a whole conversation about how we were not in a financial position to buy a new car. This is when we lived in Hawaii. And he done traded in a Yukon Denali for a Mazda 6. And we had 4 children. Now, the Denali had problems because when he got that, it had rims on it. And we were on an island, and the shoes of the car had to be imported. So every time it ripped, we had to pay $300 for shoes for the car. But that was better than trading it in for a Mazda 6 after we just had that conversation. Babe, we cannot afford another car. This is not wisdom. No, I don't think we should get a car. He honking the horn. I look out the front window. He's hanging out the car like this. And I was like, man. So, and then when he got behind on the payments, babe, you got any money? I got some money. What's up? I'm late on my car payment. You are? Well, how much you need? I'm thinking he's going to say I need $1,000. $1,000? All right, babe. Okay. Let me pay it. Ain't no way I would have been able to develop into anything if I would have still be married. The cares would be, I would be working 2 and 3 jobs still. I ain't got no job. The Most High providing for me. So why am I going to be so quick to put a king over me to put me back in bondage? when the Most High said that, but he shall not multiply horses to himself, horses, cars, multiply cars. And I'm talking about me. My ex-husband multiplied horses, cars, cardinals, upside down. Nor caused the people to return to Egypt, bondage, while Tiffany was in bondage to provide for the horses. Come on now. At the end, that he should multiply horses for as much as the Lord hath said unto you, ye shall henceforth return no more. The Most High told me, you're not going back that way. We're not going backwards, we're going forward. So you need to choose. Are you going to do Saul or are you going to do David? You going to wait? You just going to wait? No matter how it look like, no matter what no matter who getting married or it's their season, it's their time. You going to stick this out because I need some personal time with you? I got to break you down some things from the old man? Okay. This is 17. Neither shall he... Oh, now we about to get mad. But oh, Lord have mercy. That's not say classier, but thus saith the Lord. Okay? Paul said that too. Neither shall he multiply wives. Don't delete me, sis. Don't stone me, bruh. Neither shall he multiply wives to himself, that his heart turn not away. Neither shall he greatly multiply to himself silver and gold. So he can't be a whoremonger. He can't love mammon. And we know money answereth all things. The Most High is going to provide. But it can't be to the point where he's going to do something strange to get some change. And his focus is silver and gold. The Most High will send the silver and gold. He always pay the bills where he ordered. But that can't be the focus. You get what I'm saying? And it shall be when he sitteth upon the throne of his kingdom. So when when the king that he chooses comes home and he sits in his recliner or his throne chair, whatever his queen provides for him, however she fashions the house, because I'm gutty up queen, so my king's house gonna be laid out. That he shall write a copy of the law in a book, out of that which is before the priests of the Levites. And it shall be with him, and he shall read therein all the days of his life, that he may learn to fear the Lord his God, to keep all the words of this law and these statutes, to do them, that his heart be not lifted up above his brethren. So he's humble, he's meek, he's down to earth, he's loving, and he's versed in these scriptures. And his heart and his will is towards the Father. He's a David. And that he turn not aside from the commandment to the right hand nor to the left, to the end that he may prolong his days in his kingdom. So a long marriage, a fruitful marriage, a sustainable marriage. He and his children in the midst of Israel. Guys, a king in your disobedience is going to be selfish, a user, self-servant, greedy for gain, self-centered, a liar, a thief, a cheater, a whoremonger. But a man after God's own heart, a husband in your obedience, when you're listening and you're allowing the Holy Spirit to guide you, and when you're allowing the Father to show you. Because I'm going to be honest with you, before the Father can show you him, he's going to have to show you you. You're going to have to understand how he made you, the things that make you tick, and what you would need to pull out. You would need somebody that's going to pull out greater. Someone's going to help you elevate, who's going to help you grow, who's going to feed you. And you in turn will do the same things for him. So a man after God's own heart, and your obedience will be someone who is equally yoked. You will be equally yoked. You will not be put in bondage. You will be allowed to flourish in your godly femininity. This man will allow you to become a Proverbs 31, because he will provide an atmosphere for you to do so without hindrance, without discouragement, without bondage. This man will teach you righteous things. He will teach you holy things. He will not be a lover of money, but understands that a man who does not work, that does not eat, and a man who does not provide for his own home is worse than an infidel. These things he will understand. And there will never be a struggle about what you bring to the table, or what do you qualify to have him, because he will already know what his position is according to the will of the Father. You will be able to study with him. You will be able to teach each other. You will be able to submit to each other in righteousness. Because yes, a man submits to God, and he also submits to his wife. And that's the truth. And I'm not saying in foolishness. I'm saying in a righteous union, there is a constant order of submission. The Father showed me this. He showed me it's a constant order of submission. And a man who is submitting to God, his wife will submit to him, and he will submit to his wife. And then there will be always a balance, because the Most High will be over it all. He will be meek, and he will be humble. And he will esteem his brothers greater than him, but he will be qualified to reign. All right, guys, I love y'all with the love of the Most High. This is Transparency Thursdays with Clash You Ever Be. That's me. Follow me on Instagram. Follow all my handles. And guys, I love y'all with the love of Christ. Peace and shalom, Israel.
So check this out. I've been here.
All praise be to the Most High. All praise be to the Most High. Clash You Ever Be. That's me, the beauty therapist.